Hello everyone. So in the previous video I have discussed the exercise of class 9 CBSE, the chapter the force and laws of motion, and we had discussed up to question number 7. So in this video we will continue with the question number 8, that is, an automobile vehicle has a mass of 1500 kg. What must be the force between the vehicle and road if the vehicle is to be stopped with a negative acceleration of 1.7 meter per second square? So this is our problem. So how to solve this problem? And one more thing, still if you have not subscribed to my channel, so you can subscribe now by clicking the subscribe button and then press the bell icon to get the new video updates. So now we will learn how to solve this problem. So as I given the instruction earlier, so whenever you are solving any problems, so the first and foremost thing is we have to identify the data which is given in the question. So for example, so just look at the question once again. An automobile vehicle has a mass of 1500 kg. So what it indicates is the mass of the vehicle, how much? That is 1500 kg. So just you have to underline the given data in the question itself. Then what must be the force? So here what must be the force? So they are asking the question, that means we have to calculate force between the vehicle and road. If the vehicle is to be stopped, so what it indicates? It indicates final velocity. Reason, the vehicle, it is moving with some velocity, right? And then now it has to be stopped. So when it stops, what will be its velocity? That will be 0. So with a negative acceleration of 1.7 meter per second square, and please note it is negative acceleration. So now we will write the given data here. So the mass of the automobile vehicle, that is m, is equal to 1500 kg. Then final velocity, that is v, equal to 0 meter per second because the vehicle is stopped. Then acceleration of the automobile, that is a, equal to minus 1.7 meter per second square. Why? Because here they have indicated it is the negative acceleration of 1.7 meter per second square. So whenever the acceleration shows negative value, it shows that the vehicle is stopped. And whenever we are getting the positive sign, if we get the positive sign, then it indicates the acceleration is towards motion. Clear? So now what we have mass value, then final velocity, then acceleration. What we have to find is, that is force. We have to find force. So if I consider Newton's second law of motion, we know that is F equal to ma. See here. Then what I need to find? I need to find force. Do we know mass? Yes, they have given the mass here. And then we need acceleration. Do we know acceleration? Yeah, that is minus 1.7 meter per second square. So easily we can find the answer for this question, even though they have given one more value, that is final velocity. So you should not get confused with this. So now substitute the values in the equation. So force equal to mass into acceleration. So mass is 1500 kg and acceleration is minus 1.7, which is equal to minus 2550 Newton. And keep it in mind, here I am taking the source from the Theory Academy, right? And I cannot solve this, but I am giving the hints how to solve these problems. So whenever you see these videos to learn how to solve the problems, so please take the question in a separate sheet of paper and practice by yourself. So hence the force between the automobile and the road is minus 2550 Newton in the direction opposite to the motion of the automobile because it is negative. Now we will move to the next question, that is question number 9. What is the momentum of an object of mass m moving with a velocity v? So look at the question again. What is the momentum of an object of mass m and moving with a velocity v? So we know the definition of momentum. So how we will define momentum? That is, momentum is the product of mass and velocity, right? How? Momentum is the product of mass and velocity. See, in these four options, anywhere can you see the product of only mass and velocity? Yeah. So everything indicates mass into velocity, but here it is whole square, it is mv square, it is half mv square, but here we have mv, that is mass into velocity. So this is the answer, and mass of the object is m, velocity is equal to v. So momentum is equal to mass into velocity, that is momentum equal to m into v. So this is the answer for question number 9. Then the next question is question number 10. Using a horizontal force of 200 Newton, we intend to move a wooden cabinet across a floor at a constant velocity. What is the friction force that will be exerted on the cabinet? It is a simple question. So just look at the question once again. Using a horizontal force of how many Newton? 200 Newton, we intend to move a wooden cabinet across a floor at a constant velocity. What is the friction force that will be exerted on the cabinet? Which force? Friction force. So now look at the answer. A force of 200 Newton is applied in which direction? Forward direction, because we intend to move it. This from Newton's third law of motion. I think you can remember that. An equal amount of force will act in the opposite direction. So this opposite force is the frictional force exerted on the cabinet. So hence a frictional force of 200 Newton is exerted on the cabinet, because as the Newton third law of motion states, for every action there is an opposite reaction which is equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. So when you intend to move the wooden cabinet across a floor by applying 200 Newton, the surface also exerts the same amount of friction force on the wooden cabinet. Clear? So now shall we move to the next question, that is question number 11. So two objects each of mass 1.5 kg are moving in the same straight line but in opposite directions. The velocity of each object is 2.5 meter per second before the collision, during which they stick together. What will be the velocity of the combined object after collision? So whenever we look at into this problem, we can understand that it is related to the topic, that is conservation of momentum, right? So can you state law of conservation of momentum? That is, the total momentum of any system is conserved, that is before the collision and after the collision, right? That is, the total sum of the momentum is equal in either case, that is before and after collision. So now here, if I write the given data separately, what I will get? We have how many objects? Two objects, each of mass 1.5 kg are moving in which line? Straight line, but in opposite direction. So the velocity of each object is 2.5 meter per second when, that is before the collision, during which they stick together. So what will be the velocity of the combined object after collision? So now we will write the data here. Mass of one object, we'll take it as m1 is equal to how many kg? 1.5 kg. Why? Because we have how many objects? Two objects. Each of mass is 1.5 kg. So even though we have two objects, the mass of the two objects remains same. So m1 is equal to 1.5 kg, and also mass of the other object, that is m2, is equal to 1.5 kg, right? And then look at the next data. How they are moving? They are moving in straight line but in opposite direction. And the velocity of each object is 2.5 meter per second, right? So velocity of m1 before collision, that means if I consider this as m1 and this as m2, so what is its velocity? So its velocity we can consider as v1 is equal to how much? 2.5 meter per second, right? And it is moving in this direction and the second object is moving opposite direction, right? And then what will be the v2, that is velocity of the second object? It is also same. See, the velocity of each object is 2.5 meter per second, so it is also 2.5 meter per second. But before collision, what is the velocity? It is 2.5 meter per second square, not second square, it is meter per second. But since the second object is moving in opposite direction, it will have which sign? Negative sign. So velocity of m2 moving in opposite direction before collision, that is v2 equal to minus 2.5 meter per second. Then after collision, the two objects, what they will do? Just they will stick together. How? Like this, m1 and m2. This is m1 and m2, right? Then what we have to find? Just look at the question. What will be the velocity of the combined object after collision? That means the two objects gets stick together, so we have to add their masses. That is, total mass of the combined object is equal to how much? m1 plus m2. Okay, then the velocity of the combined object. So whenever they stick together, they must show some velocity. For example, if you consider this object as one human and this as another human, so when they hit each other, they can experience some velocity, right? We can experience some final velocity. So we have to find that velocity. That is, when these two objects collide with each other, what will be their velocity when they stick together? So velocity of the object, we will take it as v. Then according to the law of conservation of momentum, we know the formula, that is total momentum before collision is equal to total momentum after collision. So formula is m1 v1 plus m2 v2. So what is this v1? It represents initial, and what does the v2 represents? It represents after collision, right? Then equal to m1 plus m2. Why we took this m1 and m2 after collision? Because the two objects are stick together, so we had to add their mass. So m1 plus m2 into v. So now what is m1? 1.5. What is v1? It is 2.5. That is mass of the first object, velocity of the m1, plus m2 is same mass, 1.5 into v2, that is velocity of the second object, right? How much? It is 2.5, but it is moving in opposite direction, so it is minus 2.5 equal to m1 1.5 plus m2 also 1.5 into v. So on simplification, we will get 3.75 minus 3.75, which is equal to 3 into v. So then 3.75 minus 3.75 is equal to 0, equal to 3 into v. Then 0 divided by 3, what it gives? Just v is equal to 0, right? So whenever the two objects with same mass, which are moving with same velocity, they collide with each other, and the velocity after, when they stick together, the velocity remains 0, right? So hence the velocity of the combined object after collision is 0 meter per second. So then we will move to the next one, that is question number 12. And one more thing, since you are watching these videos, so at a time please don't watch complete video. So after looking into the answer of one question, you must practice that. Otherwise sometime you may get bored and you will feel to not watch the videos, right? So please watch one question and answer and solve this by yourself in a sheet of paper. So then I will continue with the discussion. This is question number 12. According to the third law of motion, when we push on an object, the object pushes back on us with an equal and opposite force. If the object is a massive truck parked along the roadside, it will probably not move. A student justifies this by answering that the two opposite and equal forces cancel each other. Comment on this logic and explain why the truck does not move. So for example, we will take a picture for this. Consider this as a truck, right? So what we have to do, just we have to push the truck forward. Right now, see, the object pushes back on us with an equal and opposite force. If the object is a massive truck parked along the roadside, it will probably not move. So when you push it, right? So a student justify this by answering that the two opposite and equal forces cancel each other, because when it is parked along a roadside, the wheel of the truck, it experiences a friction from the surface of the road here. So what is the answer? The truck has a large mass, so as you all know that. So therefore the static friction between the truck and the road is also very high. To move the car, one has to apply a force more than the static friction. I think you know that from the unbalanced force. So when we apply the unbalanced force, that is a more force over another, then it causes motion. So here, to push any vehicle or any object, we have to apply more force which overcomes the friction which the object is experiencing. So to move the car, one has to apply a force more than the static friction. Therefore, when someone pushes the truck and the truck does not move, then it can said that the applied force in one direction is cancelled out by the which force? Frictional force of equal amount acting in opposite direction. So if you are applying the force in this direction, the floor or the road, it exerts a friction in the opposite direction. So therefore the student is right in justifying that the two opposite and equal cancel each other. For that reason, the truck, it is not moving. Is this clear? So now we will move to the question number 13. A hockey ball of mass 200 gram traveling at 10 meter per second is struck by a hockey stick, so as to return it along its original path with a velocity at 5 meter per second. Calculate the change of momentum occurred in the motion of the hockey ball by the force applied by the hockey stick. So again, this problem is also related to law of conservation of momentum. So here we can consider it as before hitting the ball and next, that is after hitting the ball. So first we will write the given data here. So what they have given, mass of the hockey ball, how much? That is 200 grams. So if we convert into kg, we will get 0.2 kg. Now one more question, how you will convert 200 grams into kg? Keep it in mind, we know that 1 kg is equal to how many grams? That is 1000 gram. So if you divide the given grams by 1000, you will get in kg, that is 200 grams divided by 1000. What it will give? It will give you the value in terms of kg. Then hockey ball travels with the velocity of v1, how much? 10 meter per second, struck by a hockey stick, so as to return it along its original path with a velocity at 5 meter per second. So initial momentum is equal to m, that is mass of the hockey ball, v1, that is velocity, that is initial velocity of the hockey ball. Then hockey ball travels in the opposite direction with velocity, that is v2 equal to minus 5 meter per second. That is, whenever we hit this ball with the hockey stick, it changes path, right? So we will take it as opposite direction. Then final momentum equal to mass of the hockey ball and then the final velocity, that means the change in velocity or the change in the direction of the velocity. So we can take this as v2. Then change in momentum is equal to mv1 minus mv2. So what we will get? Anyway, mass of the ball remains same because we are using only one ball. So we will take the mass common, that is m into v1 minus v2. So what is m? It is 0.2 kg. What is v1? 10 meter per second minus what is v2? So v2 is minus 5. So on simplification we will get 0.2 into 15, which is equal to 3 kg meter per second. So what is change in momentum? So change in momentum is equal to 3 kg meter per second. Hence the change in momentum of the hockey ball is 3 kg meter per second. Clear? So now shall we move to the next one? So it is question number 14. So again, it is also related to the problem, that is, which one? See here. Can you calculate this easily? Yes, because by using the formula of motion, easily you can calculate this problem also. So now we will look at into this again. So a bullet of mass 10 gram. So while reading the question, we will underline the data. Bullet of mass, how many grams? 10 gram. Traveling horizontally with a velocity of 150 meter per second, strikes a stationary wooden block. What it is doing? Just it is striking a stationary wooden block and comes to rest in 0.03 second. So calculate the distance of penetration of the bullet into the block. Also calculate the magnitude of the force exerted by the wooden block on the bullet. So what is the meaning of this question? Just consider it as a wooden block, right? And then a bullet is moving towards the bullet, that is wooden block, in this direction, and then it is moving with which velocity? That is 150 meter per second velocity. And what it is doing? It strikes a stationary wooden block. So this bullet, it strikes the stationary wooden block and comes to rest in 0.03 second. That means it enters into the wooden block, right? So whenever you shoot a bullet towards the wooden block, it enters into the wooden block. So it enters here and it comes to rest somewhere, anywhere. So I will take up to here, and then to come to rest, how much time it is taking? It is taking 0.03 second. So come to rest indicates it is the final velocity. That means this 150 meter per second will be the initial velocity. So then calculate the distance of penetration of the bullet into the block. So how much distance it has penetrated? So how much it has penetrated? So we have to find the distance. So what is the symbol of distance? That is S. And then also calculate the magnitude of the force. So with which force it has entered or it has penetrated into the block. So now we'll write the given data. Now it is given that the bullet is traveling with a velocity of 150 meter per second. That is initial velocity. So we took it as u equal to 150 meter per second. Then final velocity, it is v equal to 0. Why? Because since the bullet finally comes to rest, then time taken to come to rest, that is t equal to 0.03 second. According to the first equation of motion, we know that v equal to u plus at. You know why we need this formula? Because they are saying what to calculate? To calculate the distance of penetration. That is, we need to find S. Along with that, we need force. And to find force, we know that F equal to m into a. We need acceleration. So in this question, they have not given acceleration. So to find acceleration, we need this formula. Then acceleration of the bullet A, that is v 0, because final velocity is 0, equal to what is u? It is 150 plus what is a? We don't know that a. into 0.03 second, that is time 0.03 second. So on simplification, what you will get, see, A equal to minus 150 divided by 0.03, which is equal to minus 5000 meter per second square. So this will be the acceleration. Then negative sign indicates that velocity of the bullet is decreasing. It is right now, because whenever it is penetrating into the block, it must slows down and it comes to rest. Then according to the third equation of motion, that is v square equal to u square plus 2as. See here, we know v value and we know u value. 2 is constant. Just now we have calculated acceleration. Then we need to find distance of penetration. So now what is v? 0 equal to, what is u square? U means 150 whole square plus 2 is constant into, what is a? Minus 5000, it is meter per second square. So I got this value. Then I need to find s. Then on altering this sentence or this step, what I will get? I will get s equal to minus 150 whole square divided by minus 2 into 5000, which is equal to 22,500 divided by 10,000, which is equal to 2.25 meter. That means the bullet, it has penetrated into the block and it covers how much distance? That is 2.25 meter. So this much distance has traveled by the bullet and it is penetrated into that block. So hence the distance of penetration of the bullet into the block is 2.25 meter. So now what we need to find? We need to find force. So we know the second law of motion, that is F equal to mass into acceleration. So mass is 10 gram, that is mass of the bullet is 10 gram. Okay, and if I convert this into kg, I will get 0.01 kg. How? So to convert the gram into kg, just divide the given grams by 1000. So I will get 0.01 kg. Then what is the acceleration of the bullet? It is A equal to 5000 meter per second square. Then F equal to MA, M is 0.01 kg into A is 5000 meter per second square, which is equal to 50 Newton. So this is the force which is exerted by the bullet on the wooden block. So for today we have learned these questions, and then keep it in mind, whatever you have learned till now, you have to practice these questions by yourself once again. So just by watching the videos you cannot learn everything. So after watching each question answer, just solve this and try to solve this by yourself. And if you like this video, so please subscribe to my channel and then forward this to your friends and your relatives, those who need the lessons and exercises, and press the bell icon to get the further updates also. Clear? And we will discuss the remaining question answers in the next video. Thank you.